want to say anything?
What's up, YouTube? Is it YouTube?
Yeah.
What's up?
This place is cool. It's so artsy.
Yeah. So you're lost, 'cause you can't be everything you wanted before you turned 20.
is Ryan Cassata. I'm a singer-songwriter and transgender activist. I want to play a song about my transition from female to male. It's called Going West. I've been thinking about going west. Ain't got a ticket but a worn out vest. By then I'll have scars on my chest. I'll be running naked in the sun. I've been thinking about going west. I hear Sam Fran is where it's best. I get my t-shot so I can run. And I'm alright, I'm doing just fine. Taking on the open road one step at a time. Oh, the journey, so much to see. Hop on the road with me. I'm in love with a girl who says she can't love me back no more. She can't handle change, and I'm a changing man. She moved away one day, got a house and got married. Oh, she still comes around. She won't put me down, no. And I'm alright, I'm doing just fine. Taking on the open road one step at a time. Oh, the journey, so much to see. Hop on the road with me. And I'm alright, I'm doing just fine, yeah. Taking on the open road one step at a time. Oh, the journey, so much to see. Hop on the road with me, oh yeah. Hop on the road with me. Everyone say it. Hop on the road with me, yeah. Hop on the road with me, yeah. Hop on the road with me. It was so funny. What? Alright. It's okay, don't worry. Alright, this song's called Sodic Hands, and it's on my album called The Rhythm. I can see Sodic cans clanking off the back of our hippie van, driving to our log cabin house in the bay. I can see us sitting there, rosy cheeks and long brown hair, collecting characters as they sway. And where are you now while I'm dreaming? if this distance makes love too hard of a mission. Suspicion is brewing, I'm wishing and fishing and thinking of a way to get me out. Game over, angel. Here's a man down, but oh wait, can't tell me if these feelings that I feel are useless or witty, or maybe they are real. I can't find a true answer in my head, and I'm prancing around in the end. I could see Sodic cans clanking off the back of our hippie van, driving to our log cabin house in the bay. I could see us sitting there, rosy cheeks and long brown hair, collecting characters and sweat. But it's tearing me down. Well, hold the ring, boy, love will make you. It's tearing me down. Hold the ring, boy, love will make you drown. I wish I could do better by you, 'cause that's what you deserve. You sacrifice so much of your life in order for this to work. While I'm out chasing my own dreams, sailing around the world, please know that I'm yours to keep, my beautiful girl. When you cry, a piece of my heart dies, knowing that I may have been the cause. If you were to leave, fulfill someone else's dreams, I think I might totally be lost. Don't ask for no diamond ring, the delicate strings of pearl. That's why I wrote this song to sing, my beautiful girl. Everyone having a good time? We could wait for that interruption to pass. So, before I came out as transgender, before I even realized like being transgender was a thing, I was born female, and I realized, oh, I like girls too. And I was like, I need to come out to my mom. And I had this like overwhelming feeling of, I need to come out today. I don't know if anyone's ever felt that way before, like, oh my God, I'm gonna like explode if I don't come out today, right? Has anyone felt like this before?
Yes.
Yes. So my mom has like this super long day at work, and I'm all the way at my dad's house, and my mom's like, I tell my mom, hey mom, I need to come out to you. I mean, no, I didn't say that. I said, hey mom, I've got something that I need to tell you. I didn't tell her I was going to come out to her, but I was going to come out to her. Anyway, so I tell her, like, this is super, super important. I need to talk to you right away. Come to my dad's house. and my dad lived kind of far away. So my mom like drives all the way out to my dad's house, and then we're like sitting in her car, and I'm like, Mom, I have to tell you something. And she's like, what is it? Just tell me. And I'm like, oh my God, now I don't even like want to tell her anymore because I'm like afraid. So then she's like, you have to tell me because I drove all the way out here. And then I tell her, well, I like boys and I like girls. She's like, you made me come all the way out here to tell me that? I don't care. And that's how it went. That's how it went with my mom. That was my first coming out experience. Mama's by the piano, convincing me to play. She says that I got talent, but I don't see it that way. Mama says I'm gonna be a star, so I try for a lesson. Mama's in the living room, standing behind my shoulder while I'm tapping white keys, while I know she's getting older. And when I hit the blue notes, Mama smiles, quite the same as she did when I was a child. Oh, Mama, oh, Mama, oh, Mama, she's my greatest fan. Mama's in the driver's seat, taking me to my gig while I'm sweating curveballs, 'cause the first time I'll ever sing, and still Mama feels like she's won, even when my words don't come. Mama's in the kitchen, mixing that red sauce while I'm running around the world, learning how to busk. And Mama, she'll be there, still be my greatest fan, even when the whole world forgets who I am. Oh, Mama, oh, Mama, oh, Mama, she's my greatest fan. Mama's in the front row, standing with my fans while I'm under the lights. She's singing every word I says. When everybody claps, Mama cheers, and she means it most. Mama's by the merch table while I sign autographs. She's taking my picture like it's the last one she'll ever have. Oh, Mama, you must know, oh, you must know that I play every show for you still. Oh, Mama, oh, Mama, oh, Mama, she's my greatest fan. Now I've driven across the country 5 times, and one of my favorite places to go to is Hot Springs, Arkansas. I know, Arkansas. But this is why. I'm headed down to the peaceful valley. They got fish up in the lakes, and a spirit will clean my heart out. And I'm headed down. I don't want no one to follow. Just say my name and hear my whistle sound. My train moves fast towards the home that I found. I'm headed down to the gypsy music town. There's drums and strumming all night loud, and the people there swinging. They dance sing. Well, they ain't got no worries about anything. Just sit on back and take in what the day will bring. Fulfilling. It gets my heart right healing. I write it down, 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 back to town. Peace, fulfilling, gets my soul on healing. I write it down, 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 it's homeward bound. I've strangely found a home in this small town now. Don't you frown, I'll be back around for the summertime blues. I'll be coming around again. You know I will miss this mountain town. Just say my name and I'll be homeward bound. It gets my soul on healing. I write it down, 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 oh back to town. Peace, fulfilling. It gets my soul right healing. I write it down, 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 oh back to town. It's homeward bound, back to town. Is it alright if I do a poem?
Yeah.
Who likes poetry? Nobody? Oh. I was gonna say I'm not gonna do it then. I want to do a poem about coming out to my dad as transgender, and this takes you through basically my entire life. All right, it's like a little slam poem type thing. Okay, it's called Dear Dad. Dear Dad, I'm skiing behind you, watching how you do it, copying the way your legs move, wishing to glide as smoothly as you do. Dear Dad, you're putting my hair in a ponytail. You do it perfectly, not too tight, not too loose. I'm Daddy's little girl, and I love it. Dear Dad, you're cheering from the bleachers when my bat clinks and that softball soars into center field. You call me Twinkle Toes because I'm so fast, and you call me Peanut because I'm so small. Dear Dad, my first love broke up with me. I come home trying to describe the sickness in my stomach. I don't have to explain it. You know what it is. You hold me until I stop crying. I could still feel your hug 7 years later. Dear Dad, you bought me a girly necklace. I'm trying to force a smile, but I'm so uncomfortable with myself. I come out to you after school that day. You take it well. You call me Buddy. Dad, we're fighting again. You won't call me Ryan. You correct my brothers when they call me he. I feel like I'm sinking. Dad, you won't call me anything now. I feel invisible. I don't want to come to your house anymore. Dad, you're making me a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, my favorite. You make it a double-decker to get me through the school day. You spend time cutting the crust off. You pack it neatly in a brown paper bag with my favorite snacks. You've never missed a day from preschool till high school graduation. Maybe we aren't talking right now, but you're still taking care of your kid. Dad, we are yelling at each other by your front door. You invite me in, you calm down, I calm down. With tears rushing from my eyes, I tell you I'm depressed. I tell you how I can't shower with my eyes open. You finally understand. You finally get it. Dear Dad, I just got my top surgery 4 days ago. You're teaching me how to be stronger, how to talk to other men. You're feeding me, you're calling me your son. You're taking me to doctor's appointments. We walk around San Francisco as tourists. Dear Dad, I just flew back from California. You're hugging me at the airport. You're thanking God I'm safe. You know my girlfriend's dad threatened me. You flew me home quickly. You tell me you love me. You hug me. I feel safe now. Dear Dad, I'm moving away. I'm driving across America, and you fly to San Francisco to settle me in. You tell me that you're proud of me. We both know that I'm not moving away from you. Dear Dad, when I visit New York, we sit side by side and watch TV together. We laugh, we eat tons of snacks, and we bond. I look forward to visiting you. Dear Dad, I'm back again and I'm heartbroken again. I burst out crying randomly after dinner. You hug me, you warn me about problem drinking, you give me ice cream, you joke until I laugh. I'm okay now. Dear Dad, I'm sorry I've been so distant. I was struggling to get my life back together. I just needed to go through what I was going through, and you couldn't help me this time. I tell you I've been clean for 2 weeks. You're grateful I'm safe, and you support me. When I tell you I've got a year clean, you congratulate me in big, bold letters and tell me how proud you are of your son. I could feel it, Dad. I could feel it. Dear Dad, we're driving from New York to Arkansas together. We don't fight anymore. We haven't in a long time. I'm so happy to be on the road with my dad. Dear Dad, we're in Nashville. I just played an open mic. You filmed it on your cell phone to watch later. Excitedly, you tell me that I should be on the radio. Dad, you know sometimes you make me want to cry in a good way. Dear Dad, it's Father's Day. You're in New York, I'm 3,000 miles away, but I feel you with me. I feel your strength and your compassion and your love. It's all inside of me now. I carry it with me everywhere I go. Dad, I hope I grow up to be as good as a man as you are. I couldn't ask for a better father. Thank you. Anyone born in the 90s in here?
99.
99. Wow.
95.
Yeah.
95?
Yeah.
Early 2000s?
2000.
Y'all look so much older than you are then. In a good way. In a good way. All right. This is for anyone that remembers this song. You might know it even if you weren't born in the 90s. Somebody once told me the world was gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. She was looking kinda dumb with her finger and her thumb in the shape of an L on her forehead. Well, the years stop coming and they don't stop coming. Fed to the rules and you hit the ground running. It didn't make sense not to live for fun. Your brain gets smart, but your head gets dumb. So much to do, so much to see. So what's wrong with taking the back streets? You never know if you don't go. You never shine if you don't show. Hey now, you're an all-star. Get the game on, go play. Hey now, you're a rock star. Get the show on, yeah, play. And all that glitters is gold. Only shooting stars break the mold. It's a cool place, and they say it gets colder. You're bundled up now, wait till you get older. But the meteor men beg to differ, judging by the hole on the satellite picture. The ice we skate is getting pretty thin. The water's getting warm, so you might as well swim. The world's on yours. That's the way I like it and I never get bored. Hey now, you're an all-star. Get the game on, good play. Hey now, you're a rock star. Get the show on, get played. And all that glitters is gold. Only shooting stars break the mold. Hold it now, watch the hood wink as I make you stop think you're looking at Aquaman. I summon fish to the dish, although I like the shelly. Wish I like the sushi, cause I never touch a frying pan. Hot like wasabi when I bust rhymes, like Leanne rhymes, because I'm all about value. Bert Camper's got the mad hits, you try to match wits, you try to hold me but I bust through. Gonna make a break and take a fake, I like a stick and naked shake, I like vanilla, it's the finest of the flavors. Gotta see the show cause then you know that vertigo is gonna grow so dangerous, you'll have to sign a waiver. For the snacks and stuff? Sure, yeah, cool. And this song is about, well, okay, I live in San Francisco, and in San Francisco we used to be allowed to have public nudity, but we're not allowed to anymore because of some ridiculous bill. And I think like it's a step backwards instead of forward. Yeah, here's why. Was a 6-5 decision from the Castro to the mission, and the supervisor caused a roar. With this prohibition, they're creating a petition. Our freedom's worth fighting for. We are taught to hate our bodies. Why must we feel this way? Well, San Francisco, we are standing up in this protest. We used to be so free. We used to love our bodies. Well, San Francisco, we feel so naked. We feel so naked. San Francisco's the city that's meant to be progressive. I go creating these bands. We're regressing, chaining people up to things that aren't real. We are meant to feel free. Ain't that the urban appeal? If I had the courage, I'd go and stand with them. Held up a sign at City Hall, say I salute them. They're just looking for ways to feel free. San Francisco used to thrive with liberty. Now you're taking people's rights while you're holding them hostage. Mr. Mayor, Mr. Mayor, we ain't forgotten San Francisco in its golden days. Those men were just wearing socks. We are taught to hate our bodies. Why must we feel this way? Well, San Francisco, we are standing up in this protest. We used to be so free. We used to love our bodies. Well, San Francisco, we feel so naked. We feel so naked. We feel so naked. We feel so goddamn clothed.
Would you hate clothes?
All right.
I like that song.
Thank you. This song, I wrote this song for a friend that was thinking about hurting herself, and this was the way that I talked her down. Christina, hold on, I'll write you a song to remind you of how strong you are, and you don't have to say sorry for days. I'm not afraid of who you are. demons returned. But here's what you've learned, that you can get through without them. And I'm here by your side if you can't decide. When you're worth it all. You're worth it, and don't you surrender tonight. There's only city between our lives, and don't you give in tonight. The demons are haunting, but you carry the light. Christina, jump fence when your heart feels intense. You've got a gift of passion, and I'll be your friend when life makes no sense and you spiral to sad dimensions. Your story gets dark, but peace is not far. You've got a chip on your shoulder, and I'm here to remind that you'll find a shoulder to lean on. Well, you can lay on me, and don't you surrender tonight. There's only city between our lives, and don't you give in tonight. The demons are haunting, but you carry the light. And we can't change the world, but we can remove ourselves from where there's hurt. There's sorrow in all the spaces, but we can move through it and work it away. There's sorrow in all the spaces. We're moving right through it. I'm here by your side, don't give in tonight. I'm here by your side. I'm here by your side. Don't give in tonight. I'm here by your side. I'm here by your side. Don't give in tonight. I'm here by your side. Thank you. Thank you. I'd like to take a couple minutes to answer any questions that anyone may have. Does anyone have any questions? They could be about being trans, being queer, being a musician, anything. Yeah.
So, did you take like hormones or anything?
No, I decided that I didn't want to take hormones. I just got my top surgery, and not all trans people get surgery, and not all trans people get hormones either. Yeah. Any other questions? Yeah.
When did you first come to terms with being what age?
I was 13 years old when I realized that my gender was different than what I was assigned with at birth, and I came out when I was 14. I started coming out. I came out to my mom right before 9th grade. Yeah.
Like, this is probably a really hard question to answer, but just how did you feel differently? Like, how did you know that?
Well, first I identified as bi, but my parents didn't really accept bisexuality at all, so they called me a lesbian. So I started identifying as a lesbian, and I felt like super uncomfortable identifying as a lesbian, and I couldn't understand why. And then actually I got involved with the LGBT Center for Youth on Long Island. And at that center, I met the first transgender person that I'd ever met in my entire life. And he was transitioning from female to male. And I realized, oh my God, that's what I am. And that's when it was just like, it just clicked and it just all made sense. And I realized like right away, like, this is who I am and I need to come out and I need to live as Ryan in order to be happy. Yeah.
Another question. Do you think there's a problem with like teens who they come out as trans and then it's not like the transition process is really fast, but the coming out process is really fast. Like I have friends who came out as trans and then it was like they knew what it was and then directly came out. There's like, I don't know if that makes sense at all.
So what's the question?
Like, do you see a problem with that or like anything like, because like with taking it a slower progression of coming out or a shorter?
I think people need to come out at their own pace, you know? Like, every time that I came out, I always had this, like, overwhelming feeling like, I need to come out right now. And it was almost like do or die. So I think people just need to go at their own pace. They can't be forced to come out earlier, or they can't be forced to come out later. They just need to come out when they want to.
With your music, like, how did you get discovered?
YouTube, really. I make vlogs on YouTube. You could just Google my name and you could find my YouTube channel, and I talk a lot. Like, I do a lot of educational videos about transitioning, about being queer, all of that sort of things. Is queer an okay word here? In San Francisco, it's like everyone's queer. Okay. Yeah, in some places they're like, don't say that. Like in Arkansas, they're like, don't say that. Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
Who asked that?
I did.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to be able to make eye contact with you. I think it's because in places like in the South, they're still like 10 years behind everywhere else, really. No offense to the South, but it's true. I mean, when I go to Arkansas, I'm a little bit afraid, to be honest, but because they're not as accepting and there's still people that are getting harassed and bullied. I mean, that's going on everywhere, but it's going on at like a larger degree in the Bible Belt.
Right, so queer there is like an insult.
Yeah, queer there is like an insult. When we've like I feel like LGBT people have like reclaimed the word queer, and like that's why it's okay in like a liberal place like San Francisco, and I mean New York is pretty liberal too. Yeah.
A lot of questions.
Yeah, I'm glad you have questions.
What do you say if people misgender you?
Okay, when I was younger, I really cared a lot about if somebody misgendered me, but as I've grown older, I've just realized, like, it's not that big of a deal and they're not doing it on purpose. So either I just correct them kindly, but if I'm never going to see them again, I'm just like, there's no point, really. And then for people that do it over and over again, like, then it's time, like, to bring in some education and, like, educate them about what it means to be transgender and why it's not okay for them to keep using the wrong pronouns purposefully. Yeah. But I think most people don't do it on purpose. I don't think that most people are trying to be rude or mean or anything like that. Yep.
So, here's another question. I teach, and I guess it's cool at the beginning of the semester to say, to ask the pronoun question.
Mm-hmm.
But I never know, like, how do I do that?
A good way to do that is to do like an icebreaker and have everyone say their name and say their pronouns. Like just go around the room and do that. And I think that's the easiest way to do it, and it doesn't like single people out either. Yeah. For anyone that just walked in, we were doing like a little Q&A thing. You could ask anything about anything, and specifically about being trans or being a musician or being queer, if you have any questions. Yeah?
So how was it like for you growing up in school? You were from New York, is that?
Yeah, I grew up on Long Island.
How was school for you like? How were the relationships in school?
I was bullied a lot in middle school, severely in middle school, and in high school I was bullied a little bit, but more so the teachers were who didn't understand what transgender was, and I had to make a lot of changes in my school. Like, for example, I wasn't allowed to use any bathroom in my school for a really long time, and I had to petition against my school for the right to use a bathroom during the school day, and other things like what name would be in the yearbook, and I just had to like fight and fight and fight in a peaceful way. Yeah. Educate.
So it almost sounds like the adults were worse than actually
Yeah.
the peers?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And Harvey Milk actually graduated from my high school.
Oh.
Yeah, Bayshore High School. Yeah. Other questions? Y'all are so funny. Yeah.
So how is your relationship today with your brothers, your sisters, your mother, your father? I mean, has it come full circle?
Yeah, I have 2 brothers, and I have my mom and my dad, and all of them are extremely supportive. Yeah. So I'm really lucky, because most people don't have that, so I'm really lucky. Yeah. Yeah.
So what advice would you give a cisgender person, so somebody whose internal sense of their gender does align with the sex that they were assigned at birth, somebody who's not transgender? So a cisgender person who wants to be a better ally to trans folks.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest things is the pronouns. Make sure you use the right pronouns, and also like be a lend an ear, like, because a lot of trans people don't have anyone that they could talk to or can't afford to get into gender therapy or anything like that. So a lot of us just need to talk to anybody. So you could, be a good friend and just listen. Yeah. Yeah.
Have you ever seen the show I Am Jazz or heard of
Oh,
Jazz?
I know Jazz. Yeah.
Well, I know that she sings, and does she take hormones?
I actually don't know.
Well, how do you think that would?
She does a hormone blocker,
Yeah.
I know that, but I don't know if she takes hormones.
Well, I mean, how would that affect your singing voice? Like,
If I took hormones?
Yeah, like.
If I took hormones, I would develop secondary sex characteristics that a guy would develop, a cis guy would develop. So my voice would get deeper. Hopefully I would get a beard. But like, my singing voice would definitely change. But I've worked like really hard on my singing voice and everything, and I used to just like sing, and so I decided like I'm not gonna go on hormones, at least not anytime soon, just to have the same singing voice. But I would still be able to sing after, but it would be a different voice. Yeah. So not like bad or good. Yeah. Any other questions? Yeah.
When was your top surgery, like in total cost?
Yeah, well, my top surgery was before insurance covered it, which kind of, I can't think of a better word than sucks. So, yeah, my top surgery was $5,000, but that's like unheard of now. Like now people's surgeries are at least like $7,000, and like people need to fundraise for like years in order to get surgery. So I just made a video on my YouTube, the second to last video that I uploaded, and I'm donating all the ad revenue to people's top surgeries. So if you watch that video, it just helps someone else get their top surgery. Yep. Any other questions? Yep.
When you came out as transgender, how did you deal with people like that you had known, like your friends and stuff that you've known for a long time? How did you deal with them? Just like how did they handle it, like you changing your name and your pronouns and things?
Yeah.
And how did you?
When I came out to my friends, well, first like I came out to my friends at the LGBT center, but I didn't really like come out to them. I was just like, I want to be called like a gender neutral name. So I was like, just pick me a name, and they picked Ryan, and I stuck with it, which is like kind of a weird way to pick your name, I guess, but I let my friends do it. And so then that was it. So everyone started calling me Ryan, but they didn't change my pronouns because I didn't tell them, like, oh, I'm trans. So they just thought I was, like, wanted a gender-neutral name. And then finally, when I did tell them, like, it was this whole big, like, thing, and we were like, let's go to a cafe, because I, like, had to tell everyone something. And then I told them, I'm trans, and they were like, yeah, we've been waiting for you to tell us that for a really long time. So they were all, like, super supportive, like, they were already prepared. So I was lucky in that sense, too. And in school, I struggled a little bit because people didn't understand to call me different pronouns no matter how many times I really asked them to. Yeah. Any other questions?
I mean, maybe in a bit.
One more over here.
How, like, how would you, like, go about getting top surgery and all that jazz?
Oh, okay. There's this really good website that you could go to called transbucket.com. If you go on there, you could find, like, it's a top surgery database that you could go on there and you could find all of these different top surgeons and how much they charge. And what you need to do is call your insurance company and see if any of those doctors are in network to see if your insurance company will cover the surgery. So the first thing you have to do is do a lot of research. Make sure you go to a good surgeon, someone that you want to go to. And they're all pretty much the same price. So research is really important to see who's good and who's bad. Like, one of my friends has had to get 3 revisions already, and with 3 different surgeons. So he's like, I should have just went to someone, you know, good in the beginning. Like, so. But also, it recently changed. I'm not sure what, like, it is now, but when I wanted to get top surgery, I had to go to gender therapy for a year and live as Ryan for a year in society. It's not like that anymore, though. Like, it's like a new thing called WPATH instead of the Harry Benjamin scale, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now it depends on the provider. Some of them may still require that you go to see a gender therapist and live as the gender that you are, whatever that means to them, I guess, for a certain period of time before they will do surgery, things like that. But there are also providers who do informed consent. That's what the clinic in Ithaca, Planned Parenthood of Southern Finger Lakes, were made informed of, is they're an informed consent clinic, which just means as long as you are their minimum age that they require and can give consent to the hormones or surgery, then they will go ahead and perform that for you. You don't have any other requirements.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's way easier now than it was, like, even 5 years ago, even 3 years ago, really. Cool. I'm gonna play some more songs if that's cool with everyone. Now you guys are all quiet.